Good morning, everyone. This is Darkpool Algo, and welcome. Crazy morning already. Today is April 20th, 2021, 420 day. Yay, yay, yay. So far, it's looking like it's not going to be the best of days for longs. We are currently... Let's check out our futures here. Looks like we faded overnight on the MES. As far as the NQ is concerned, I bet you it's a similar story. Let's see what we got here. So MES is down. Looks like NQ is trying to make a support level right at the 13,845 level. So could be a red day, so be prepared for that. But I don't go into the market having any sort of bias. I play the chart in front of me, and I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Based on the dark pool algorithm, we're going to see what we have. I am long biased. I haven't had a whole lot of success with trading shorts, but I feel like maybe I should start looking into it. All right, I'm going to jump right into it. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments and let me know if there's any tickers you'd like to look at this morning. If not, I've got about 4 or 5 I want to run through. So let's get going, shall we? All right. I've got this 4 chart layout here, which is probably not ideal for streaming. I just want to run through some of these really quickly. So we've got iipr, LPRO, NARI, SYF, all have bullish divergence. I'm going to look at some of the bigger names real quick too, like Neo, Tesla, DraftKings, Square, TDOC, Ulta, and Fox A. Ulta and Fox A are looking like they're setting up for a short. So Ulta, as you can see, the dark pool algo is below price action on the 15-minute and descending. All right, I'm going to jump into iipr first. All right. iipr. All right. I'll make sure we get the right chart set up. Ooh, Thinkorswim is slow today. You know what that means. All right, iipr from a long term, we're in a current bullish uptrend. We've got trendline support coming in at approximately the 200 SMA. We've got a shorter term trendline support at approximately 170, 178. We're currently at 180. Our EMAs are stacked positively. We have a MACD increasing. It looks as if though it's starting to consolidate. RSI, or market extension, is currently in a neutral. Somewhat oversold pointing direction. This could be a consolidation phase. We've came down and we've made that wonderful W pattern where we tested support once, twice, 3 times. That's trendline support. We've got support here. Come on, you can do it. Got support here. Here. And if we need it, we've got one additional area of support here. What I'd excuse me, what I'd be looking to do is maintain support of this lower trend line. So a break of 178, and I would look for potential additional support down at the 200 period SMA, which is currently at 159 and rising. If we do go along with this, Fibonacci is going to give us a short-term target and some longer-term targets. We've got Fibonacci confluence at the $198,200 level. which would be my target for this. Bringing it down on some lower time frames. It looks as if though we've got a 2-day, 3-day, 4-day weekly squeeze setting up. However, the 2-day is yellow and increasing, which means if we continue in this current trend upwards, the histogram will turn light blue. We can anticipate when the squeeze fires, it will be fired to the long side. We can look for approximately 8 to 10 periods from when the squeeze fires. So for example, if it fires on the 2-day, we can look at 20 days worth of squeeze action being released. All right, some other things that I see here. I'm going to bring this down to the 15-minute chart, and I believe I've got extended hours on. Yes, I do. I'm going to go ahead and highlight those for the future. All right, doesn't look as if though we were trading overnight. iipr. We're performing this, what I call a slingshot effect on the Squeeze Pro. What happens is the histogram forms this little U shape so that when the squeeze fires, it helps to propel it in the direction. All right, some other little tips and tricks. That 180 support level is important. If it does break, we're definitely have some room to run to the downside. 177. $177 short term. All right, I like bullish positions. Based on yesterday's high, I would need to well, actually, you know what? If we maintain support and we get any sort of momentum upwards, we would need to clear the 50 period SMA for a run to the 200 SMA. So some levels would be 183, break of 183 for a run to 188, and that's iipr. iipr support at 180, break and retest of, I'm going to go ahead and say the 34 EMA, which is 180, 185 for a run to 188, 190 resistance at 200 SMA 15-minute of 186. By the time everything flushes out, I'm assuming it's probably just going to be 185, so that's what I'm going to call it. Looking at the options chain, we do not have weeklies, so we'd have to go out to next month. Not super thrilled about that. However, that 195 has got some pretty good open interest. It, however, is not within my risk tolerance. I could possibly do a vertical from the 190 to 195, which would be in my risk tolerance. I'm going to go ahead and throw those on watch. All right, moving on to the next one. Got a lot to get through here. Oh, wow, it's so slow. All right, the next one was NARA, N-A-R-I. No real block trades to speak of. We've got bullish divergence, which means that price action has separated from trading with the algo. The divergence occurred at the 109 level back on the 15th. Traded with price action. Trade with price action. Looks as if though it's very similar to price action. What I'd like to see happen is this algo line to curl to begin the next move upward. Looks as if we found some support in this level here. All right, NARA or NARI, sorry. All right, this looks like it's relatively new. We've got increasing trendline support that's been tested and validated 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. We've got, looks like a nice hammer forming yesterday. This is an indication of a potential reversal. RSI, I call it market extension, is currently a little oversold. The squeeze pro is neutral and decreasing. Looks like consolidation. We're currently under the 50-period SMA, under the 34 EMA, the 21 EMA, and the 8-period EMA. So, with that being said, this looks like a potential reversal. If we can maintain support at the 10, I'm going to call it 101 and rising, we have a potential. So we've got $2 worth of risk to get a potential $6 worth of reward if we went to the 50 period, or the 50% Fibonacci extension. 110 is a 618 extension, which is, let's see if I can get some symmetry going on here. And the only symmetry is at the 117. We are in a daily squeeze, 2-day squeeze, 3. These are high compression squeezes. However, our histograms are in the neutral and decreasing. I would like to see what this looks like on a lower time frame. All right, RSI oversold. We've got a decreasing histogram. We did find support based on previous patterns. Anytime we came down and tested support, we've got a nice solid move upwards based on, like I said, what the stock's done previously. We could anticipate potential move upwards as long as the market conditions don't affect it too much. However, I do have this one on watch for, if we ever find some stability. Not saying the market's not stable, I'm just saying it's taking a breath, and that's what it needed to do. All right, I've liked the 110, 120. All right, again, monthly expirations, 110, 120. These are kind of expensive. Again, we could possibly do vertical, 115, 120, the 105, 110. Let's see. 105, 110 for next month is about 65 cents as it stands for a $5 reward. That sounds good to me. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on watch. All right, next one. Next one I was looking at was LPRO. Again, we do have the bullish divergence on the dark pool algo. It occurred here back on April 7th. The algo is pretty slightly steady and increasing. I would like to see this blue algo, this purple algo line curl up to indicate a direction upwards. Price action has come down. We've tested support once. We came up and we tested some resistance. We've came back down and tested support again. If this area of support here holds, we could anticipate a potential move upwards to sorry about that. I just had to step back and look at this a little bit. Yeah, to have this divergence play out. LPRO. Wonder if that's like GoPro. I wonder what they do. LPRO. Open Lending Corp. All right. Nice bullish trend. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough in you guys' ear. We've got trendline support that's been tested once, twice, 3 times. We do have a potential, looks like $1.25 risk. Hold on one second. I need a drink. My favorite beverage. All right, we've got $1.25 to the downside before we find trendline support, a break of that trendline support, and the next level of support would be the 200 SMA at $30. So we would look for this to maintain support at 34. I'm going to just call it 34. LPRO, 34 support. It looks as if though we've got this nice little wedge forming. Can be seen here. Okay. Nice little wedge forming on the daily. Price action is currently above the 200 SMA. It looks as if we've got earnings coming up on the 11th. It's important to make sure that we mark that. You know, if we're expecting a stock to, you know, increase at an 85-degree angle, it's not possible. It's not really feasible for that to happen. I mean, it can, but it's just not likely. All right, I don't like this giant wick, so I'm going to use the previous green candle as my Fibonacci point. So we've got a $43 previous high 127 extension target. So 43 is the 127. We're going to have resistance of the 50 period SMA at 38.50, which is also the 50 period extension, or excuse me, retracement. So 38.5. 39 is the 618. I would anticipate maybe a little bit, one more test up, maybe another run up to this wedge top at 40. We are in a 3-day and 4-day high compression squeeze. However, our histogram is currently negative. This area of the histogram, I bring it over to this guy so I can write on the histogram. All right, this is the 4-hour chart. We are oversold. We're looking for that to curl back up. We closed barely below the 200 SMA on the 4-hour. Based on previous patterns, we could look at possible consolidation, maybe a nice move up if we can get some of this. We may be a little early on this one. Possibly early, everything's still a little decreasing. We'd like to maybe start curling a little bit more. If I go down to the 15-minute chart, as you can see, previously we've got this little slingshot effect happening. It looks like the 15-minute squeeze just fired off. As you can see, this major thrust that happened when that squeeze fired on the 15-minute. Imagine that firing on a high compression 3-day or 4-day. What we'd like to see happen is this daisy chain firework effect to happen. I don't know if you've ever lit a string of black cat firecrackers, but you light one and they all seem to just pop right off. So the 15 popped off, the 30, the 60, and the 2-hour are currently yellow, which means that they're increasing. If we can get those to fire, that would set off the chain reaction. They could potentially thrust us from this downtrend through the 38.5 resistance and up to the $43 target. So I'm going to put a 43. Let's see, I bet you these have got monthly options as well. All right, next month's $40 are well within my risk tolerance. as long as we can maintain support throughout the next couple days. We've got an anticipated $5 market maker move. This stock moves approximately $2 per day. We've got, is that 28 days until earnings on the 11th? So, nice run into earnings. Kind of like this one. All right, next one I was going to go through is SYF. Bullish divergence. We have a block trade level at 41 from a long time ago. I don't like the way that this algo is pointed. I'm going to come back to that one at another time. All right, Tesla. Everybody loves Tesla. Looks as if, though, it's still continuing downwards. I'd like to see this algo curl. Obviously reviewed this one the other day, but it still holds true. Just go with blue. I would like this algo to start to curl up a little bit more for some confirmation. We do have ascending trendline support. We are currently within this cluster of block trades, 710 to 715 area. That's going to just cause congestion. Tesla on the daily. We've got, it's a lot. We're kind of like, honestly, we're in the middle of risk reward. We did form a doji or a hammer. That's considered a reversal sign. We're currently above the 200 and the 50 SMA. We are stacked positive on our EMAs. Tesla's going to do what Tesla wants to do. Come on. All right, there we go. A break of the 50 period retracement at 720 is what I'm looking for a move up. We break 720. We've got a daily squeeze that just fired. We're in a 2-day squeeze. Once that 2-day squeeze fires, it's going to propel us upward as long as we've got stacked potential. Let's see. From a trade standpoint, break that 720. 750 looks like it's a target for the week with 16,000 open interest at the 750 level. $33 a day. Oh, earnings is coming up on the 26th. 800? We want to look at the 800s? Wow, those things are massively expensive. All right, so let me just look at one more thing here, and then 695. There's lots of premium at the 695 puts. And the 700 puts. Could possibly sell the 700 695s. So the 700 697.50s give you $1 in credit for $2 worth of risk, $2.50 worth of risk. You get $1.80 credit with the 700 695s selling the put credit spread. So $2.80 worth of reward for $5 worth of risk. I don't necessarily like it. The 697s are a little bit more within my risk tolerance. For you get $1 credit for $2.50 for the risk. So that's me. You guys manage your own risk however you want. All right. DraftKings. Got time for one more. Looks like DraftKings may have found this algo to curl a little bit more upwards. We're currently got that 5632 block level that's providing support. The next block that's going to act as a magnet is all the way up here at 61. If we can curl up a little bit more, we finally formed a 200 SMA on this bad boy. We broke trendline support recently. We're currently at previous levels of resistance support and support. Get this guy. So if you look back and look left, back in September, we had this nice run up that you can see here. However, we hit some resistance right at this 55.39. Let's call it 55.50. We found some resistance there that was enough to stop that major run. I'm going to go ahead and drop. That's not where I want it. I'm going to drop the price line support level there at 55.25. If we can maintain that over the next couple days with DraftKings, this yellow candle that you see here on the histogram for the Squeeze Pro is a reversal candle. We're oversold. Our MACD is descending but curling upwards. We've got a lot of open interest on this. I'd like us to see us maintain support and base. We've got a double bottom candle, which is another indicator of reversal. We've got increasing market extension from an oversold position. We're currently in an aim from the Ready Aim Fire. Our histogram is yellow and increasing. We're in a 30-minute squeeze, 2-day squeeze, 3-day and 4-day high compression squeeze. I'd like to see those 3-day and 4-day histograms turn dark blue or possibly light blue. When those pop, you can anticipate that move back up to that previous block trade level at 61. So from 56 to 61, options chain on DraftKings. It's a 2 or 3 day squeeze, so 20 to 30 days. I'm going to go out till May 21st. 60s are at 272. I mean, that's not bad. However, you could probably do this. You could do the 60, 65 vertical. $60.65 vertical. 60.65 verticals. $1.29 risk for a $5 wide vertical. About 80% of that. So $1.29 risk for about a $3.50 reward. Well within my risk tolerance. Definitely like this one. However, I need to see confirmation of the algo curling up a little bit more. All right, 6 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. I'm just going to click to see these last couple ones. Fox A, bearish divergence. Ulta, another well-known name, bearish divergence. TDOC, another well-known name. We've got bullish divergence, block levels. So TDOC, we've got a 182.60 block level support, 189.27 target, 192 target. All right, I'm going to run over just real quick. Just a couple minutes. Sorry. All right, TDOC. Come on. Okay. TDOC, we are in a daily and 2-day squeeze. 2-day is yellow, so it's a positive and increasing squeeze. When that releases, we've got earnings coming up 28th. That's going to be next week. All right, so for possible run into earnings on TDOC, we've got histogram that is light blue and increasing. RSI is back into a neutral area. The MACD is positive and increasing. Looks as if that we've maintained short-term trend line support. We've got 318. We've got a 38.2 Fibonacci extension resistance that's looks like it's pretty valid, but I would be looking more towards the 34 EMA as resistance at 195. The 50 and the 200 are above us, which is putting pressure downwards. Once that 50 period crosses the 200, we could potentially fade. So those are some things to keep in mind from a moving average standpoint. However, we have fired this daily squeeze, so we can anticipate at least 8 days, and we're currently 1, 2, 3 days into it. So that 199 target looks good for me. TDOC 199. Next week's the 195. Oh, there's no interest in that. All right, looks like all the interest is in this week's. The 185, 190, 195. All right, 195's $8 day move, 184, $10 by the end of the week, 3 days. I'd feel more comfortable doing the vertical on this one. So the 185, 190s, 185, 190s are $1.75 risk for potentially, I want to say 350, 375 reward. So 1-to-1. I like that one. And that's it. Thanks for joining me today. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter in the comments if there's any tickers you'd like me to look at. I'll be live every morning at 8:30 Eastern. So look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And have a great day.